we're now starting a double booking system. Would love your input on that. Every slot there is worth a potential 9 and 15K. Any advice on the double booking system? I think that's the big constraint.
Have you ever implemented a double booking system before?
We have not. We're looking into it.
What are you determining whether someone should be double booked or not?
The phone setter has a quick call with them and asks a few qualifying questions, and then it's like, "Hey, this person's here. This person's here." And then two, we're setting up a Zap where as soon as they enter Zoom, the whatever goes to Slack that this person enters Zoom, and so at least we'll always have one person on a sales call at a time, or for every slot.
Yeah. And then, but if you have two salespeople, if they're both on a call, they're both double booked, what are you going to do with that person that if somebody else does show up?
So I was trying to get a third closer, but I
Yeah.
think
But then what if you book them out?
yeah. I guess the big thing is making sure that every spot is filled and showed for the closer's time that they put in every day.
I'll give you my thoughts. I think double booking systems are freaking hard. They are really, really hard. They make it seem way simpler than it actually is. The first thing you should do is look at the data. That's all that before you do in this, a lot of people just say, oh, double booking system. But you need to figure out, like, for example, right now, what is your show rate right now?
A 72%.
Okay. So if it's 72%, then first of all, I don't even think that's that bad. I'd be happy with a 72% close rate, honestly. Your numbers, that's fine. That is so high that statistically speaking, if you do double book, the majority of people are going to show on that second one. You're just going to be pissing people off. In my personal opinion, at 72%, you should absolutely not be doing double booking. You should just hire another salesperson and have them take that call and understand that if they take 8 calls in a day, 2 of them might no show, but that's the cost of doing business. Because by doing the double booking thing, it causes way more confusion. Let's say you build these pre-call systems to increase the show rate, the close rate, you send the Loom videos, etc. Like, first of all, that might increase show rate even more. Second of all, now if you've spent all this time warming this lead up and they do show and then your salesperson's not there, that's a really bad taste in that person's mouth. You could pass into a setter, but now you're getting setters to show up these calls when they should be setting appointments on your calendar. The only time for me it makes sense to do a double booking is if you look at the data of the last 50, 100, 200 book calls. And you're able to say conclusively that, okay, this type of avatar or this type of behavior leads to a less than 50% show rate. But if they do show, they do close. So the metrics that we look at are, I said it earlier, book to close. So let's say that they have a 5% book to close or a 6% book to close. That's almost borderline where it's like, okay, it's probably still worth taking these calls because we do close some of them, but they no show at such a high rate that maybe those people, statistically speaking, you do automatically double book them. It would need to be based on data. It would need to say, okay, they have less than 2 editors and they didn't confirm when we sent them the confirmation message. Those people statistically have a 30% show rate or a 40% show rate. So you have to ask yourself, is it worth the double booking system? Or should I just DQ those people automatically, open up the spot and have the salesperson take that call? Even if you're like, well, let's just book them anyway. And then if the other person doesn't show, I'll take this call. The problem is that if you end up ghosting them, that's going to start creating some bad word of mouth referrals for the organization, and they're going to start to feel like not great. And I know you want to make your sales team's time as effective as possible. I agree that's a smart way to do it, but that's just part of sales. And I would just rather get more salespeople than try to build this whole complicated system that might end up creating a negative word of mouth.
I've been looking at that system and trying to set it up, and it's so complex trying to articulate it to the team.
I've almost never seen anybody do it successfully at scale without an insane amount of complexity. I've had clients come in doing $500,000 a month, $1 million a month, $2 million a month. They were doing the double booking system. We looked at their last 100, 200 calls. We removed the double booking system and instead we just created tiers, DQs, and more salespeople. Almost always they net out more money than they were doing before with way less complexity. And a lot of people's solution is to get the setters to do it. But then we have seen this every single time. Well, now the setters are getting on these calls with these people that probably are not qualified. That's why they're maybe not showing or you're choosing the other one.
Yeah.
And so they're spending time doing that. And then almost always you see the number of sets go down because now they're not spending more time in the pipeline. If you want my help installing any of these systems in your business done for you, be sure to book a call with my team down below.